Press 2 for representative.
What's up, everybody? Welcome back to another episode of Press 2 for Representative. Grateful to be with you all today. Thank you for listening. My name is Parker. I am joined here with Ian. As all episodes, this is brought to you by TELE-NET. TELE-NET is a leading customer service and call center provider for outsourced customer service. So grateful to be here. We have an exciting topic today, Ian. You ready for it?
Yeah, what are we talking about?
AI. We are going to be talking about AI. And I would venture to say that there is not another industry with at least perceived influence of AI kind of taking over. You know, I mean, there's a lot of talk of, call centers are going to be gone. AI is going to make them obsolete. There's been a lot of talk of that, but the demand and what we're seeing is it's not quite there yet. It certainly hasn't taken some jobs maybe, but not what we're seeing. We're still seeing a huge demand for human interaction, human touch, human agents. So want to talk about that, learn about the pros, the cons, the ins, the outs, all of it with AI. So kind of an interesting topic. What are your initial thoughts on AI?
Yeah, it's an interesting topic. And I think, like you said, a lot of people are talking about it. There's a lot of potential disruption in this, in our space that that we're going to hopefully unpack. When I think about customer service, AI with customer service, it's like a self-checkout machine when you go to the grocery store. You know, you can be quick. It works great, in and out in a couple of seconds with all your things. But when it doesn't work, when you scan that apple that doesn't work, you're suddenly missing Brenda from aisle 4, and you want to go right back to her and have her help you.
That machine automation and AI, like just replacing the humans, right?
Yeah, but sometimes you want that human. When my cart is really full and I have a lot of things I want to check out, I usually go talk to Brenda.
Yeah, love Brenda. I love her. She's great.
Love her. She is.
Everybody knows Brenda. Everybody has a Brenda in their life,
That's true.
So so really interesting. Again, don't get me wrong. AI, obviously, the advancements that has been made with AI in the past year, in the past 3 years, have been unreal. All the time, people are getting deceived by what's AI with like video creation and content, pictures, things like that. And it's only going to get better. It's not going to get worse.
Sure.
But for some reason, I think people, in fact, interesting fact, 75% of customers still prefer speaking to a real human for customer support. And that's as of October of last year, relatively recent statistic. That's a high number. It's a pretty high number. And then on top of that, if we're going even higher, 81% of customers would rather wait to speak with a human than get instant AI support. Hey, I hate waiting on hold on the phone just as much as the next person. But if it means that I get a human instead, I'm for it. Like I'm in that party as well.
Yeah, and that's interesting that you've shared that so many people are still interested in talking to humans, whereas like the business side, there's a lot of statistics and thoughts around AI expecting to manage like almost like 80% of all of interactions with customers. Or, chatbots are expected to resolve like 80% of routine customer queries. And so it's sort of this big juggle that we're going to see where everybody still wants to talk to a human, but businesses are expecting and wanting to have AI manage and handle a lot of these, conversations. And for me personally, I'll get on a website. I'll look to see if they have a chat box. I'll type into it and kind of see. But most cases for me, I immediately notice that it's just an AI automated response fishing for the answer to 3 different questions. And most of the time, my answer that I'm searching for, or the question I'm searching for, isn't in that bucket that the AI is asking me. and it
Yeah.
creates a lot of frustration. And I'm like, fine, I guess I'm sitting on the phone and I'll
Yeah.
dial up.
Yeah, even with because there's voice automated AI as well, which is awesome. I mean, you can have even ChatGPT, you can have a conversation with it and whatnot. There's
Yeah.
still that slight delay, but
Yeah.
that makes you recognize, okay, this is not a human. It's really funny. I was watching a YouTube video a few weeks ago about this guy. Like, he basically tries to get AI to what's its word like catch AI. So it was trying to get he was trying to get the AI to admit that they were living because he said something, oh, like something terrible happened. I lost my dog or something. And so the AI responded with, oh, I'm so sorry. I feel so bad for you. And he's like, how can you feel bad for me when you said you're not a human? And just like funny interaction, not necessarily relevant completely to this topic, but a little
Uh,
bit where
I think,
this
yeah,
artificial empathy
yeah,
is like, what's the line there? And does it
yeah,
come across the same way?
yeah. That's that whole, we've talked a lot about empathy a lot in our past
Yeah,
podcasts and how important it is. And, can AI match the empathy of a human? I don't
yeah,
think so. But,
yeah,
they definitely will improve efficiency. But yeah, that empathy is something that is not there.
yeah,
Um, and kind of on top of empathy, sort of the trust factor and just, knowing that it's a real person goes a long way. Like, there's
huge.
some AI that's sort of taken some buzz about um, neutralizing accents of
Yeah,
agents.
yeah,
And so, that's interesting because, I mean, you're talking to a real person, but then also you have this sort of AI in the middle of the conversation. And
yeah,
will that feel authentic? Or are you going to, feel that empathy that, a human has? I don't know. It's another question I have.
yeah. I mean, when I go to the gas station, I'm going to this gas station here in Vegas, and the past few days I've gone there, the cashier lady has been calling me hun. Like, is an AI going to call me hun as I'm checking out, buying my couple of drinks for the day? I don't think so. It's not going to come across the same way. So
I
like the
bet.
personality too, right? Beyond
Yeah.
empathy, just that personality is also really interesting and something that I would absolutely miss. It makes me chuckle and not chuckle. It makes me smile when this lady who really doesn't seem that much older than me is calling me hun. What else can I get you today, hun? So
Whereas you'd be like, can I help you, hun? Like,
yeah, that no, get that out.
there's
Get
my
get that out.
there's my example of a AI using the word hun. So
um, Obviously, though, I mean, we do need to recognize there are some pros
mhm.
to using AI, and the pros of AI eliminate the human cons in a lot of ways. For example, um, human staff can have burnout; they can get tired.
Yeah.
AI doesn't. It'd actually be pretty hilarious if Alexa would just like, are you serious? Are you going to ask me this again? I've already told you the weather today.
Yeah.
I'd get a good laugh. So Jeff Bezos, if you're listening to our podcast, maybe you could throw that in every once in a while.
Yeah. Some little
Um,
sass.
little sass back at them, yeah. Um, Employee turnover is like eliminated the issue of employee turnover.
Yeah.
Scalability, you can have if you have one AI program, you can use that to field 100, 500, 1,000 inquiries all at once. Whereas
Yeah.
agents, you're limited to how many people you can hire. Um, yeah, so that and yeah, there's what's the trade off, you know? Um, what are
Yeah.
people willing to give up?
Yeah. It's a great question. I'm not sure
So
if we have answers to that yet or what, because, companies are definitely, you know, making the jump and implementing these things in their customer service strategy.
yeah, I mean, and we certainly are seeing machine automation take over human jobs, like the point you brought up at the beginning, where at grocery stores, my
Uh-huh.
even my grocery store in Japan, just recently, they had like 6 or 7 cashier registers, and then overnight
Yeah.
one day they just switched to the automated ones, self checkout stands, and only
Yeah.
one like checkout human register, human person, employee behind the checkout stand. So restaurants are seeing it as well, right? I mean, it's all over the
Yeah.
place.
I had an experience actually. My family, we went out to eat at a restaurant to get some dinner real quick. It was,
Okay.
later in the evening, kids were getting tired. And I
Yep.
remember going into the restaurant and they had a bunch of kiosks and the line was on the kiosk. So that's where everybody was going to order their food.
Okay.
And so I step up and I'm trying to, cycle through this kiosk, trying to find what I want. I'm asking and yelling at my kids, trying to figure out what they want. They're not really
Classic.
listening very well, obviously. But I was struggling trying to figure out this kiosk. Sometimes I feel like they're pretty easy, but this one I just was like, I don't know where everything was. And I think there was a worker, a lady, she noticed that I was struggling pretty hard. And she was
Mm.
like, here, step over here. I'll help you. I'll take your order. And that was just like a blessing, just sent from heaven. Just this lady coming and helping. She took my order. It was super easy. And then she flipped the her little pad around for me to pay. And this debate, totally separate, but this debate goes on for a while of, tipping. Everybody's always asking for tipping, but in this situation, I
Yeah.
was like, I'm gonna tip her, and I gave her a
Yeah.
tip because I was like, she just helped my situation tremendously, and I was able to, finally order my food, go sit down, and have dinner with my kids. And without her interaction, it was looking like it was going to be a big headache. We probably would have walked out. I don't know,
Yeah.
but so it's just another situation where I had sort of that human step up and sort of provide a service that I wasn't getting through the machine that I needed.
Well, yeah, I mean, that's a great story. And again, your issue was resolved for your situation perfectly. There's some people that prefer no human interaction, and I mean,
Yeah,
that's a generational thing too. Like, our Gen Zers gonna eventually only crave the AI and never
yeah,
want to have a conversation with anybody ever again? Who knows? Gen Zers, if you're listening, let us know. Let's start a hot debate in the comments below.
yeah.
Um, but it brings up an interesting thought and question in regards to, is there going to be this almost reverse situation where
Mm.
right now AI is the like cutting edge, like hot topic everybody's talking about? Is that going to switch where eventually humans like, oh my gosh, yeah, these people introduced human customer service? Is that going to become the
Oh,
supreme, like the premium service of, hey, come to us because we have humans, not AI?
yeah, yeah.
What do you think
That's
about that?
That's interesting. That's like human interactions not going away, but it's
Yeah.
sort of becoming this luxury.
Yep.
It's sort of like a concierge service. It's
Yeah.
available, it's there, not for everyone, and it will cost you something.
Yeah. Well, yeah. I mean, do you think people will pay for human interaction? Like, what do you think?
I think so. I mean, in my little when I was at the restaurant, I tipped for that human interaction. So I
Yeah.
definitely could see sort of this premium service coming from a human. I think, yeah, that's a really interesting debate. Yeah.
Yeah. I think, and
Um,
do you think companies are already starting that? I wonder. I feel like I'd
Yeah,
heard
I heard
something.
actually Frontier Airlines. I was reading a little
Okay.
bit of a while back. Very interesting situation that they discontinued their traditional phone-based customer service, and if you call their public number, it's an automated message that directs you to their chat or WhatsApp or social media
Okay.
channels or something. So you can't talk to a live agent. They direct you to different ways, and then there's certain situations that if you do interact with an in-person or chat agent
Yeah.
under certain conditions, that there's a fee
Hmm.
associated with that, which I think is
Oh,
really
geez.
interesting. Um, just yeah, you they discontinued their phone, and if you request assistance from an agent, they tack on a fee to your
Oh,
ticket, changing
geez.
your
That's
ticket, booking
ridiculous.
your ticket, which yeah, is ridiculous right now.
Yeah.
What as we're thinking about it, but later down the line, is that something what other companies are going to pay for? What customers
Yeah.
are going to pay more for?
It's a good question. I mean, and where does it draw the line? Because you have, like, would 911 ever be converted to AI if it gets good enough? But
I
certain
think
situations you would think that,
Kansas City, they integrated AI. It's 311 non-emergency service
Oh,
systems.
okay.
So they just implemented some AI for non-emergency, but yeah, is emergency ever going to make that switch?
Yeah, that's scary too because you like you've maybe you haven't seen, but I've seen those situations where like somebody that's being held hostage or against their will calls in and it, like pretends it's like they're
Uh-huh.
calling for a pizza or something, and
Yeah.
the 911 agent is able to interpret that and say like, okay, this person's in danger. Let me get some details. While this other person's speaking in code, could AI pick up on that, or would AI just
Yeah.
dismiss it as, oh, this person, why does this person want pizza? I'm
Uh-huh.
gonna I'm gonna just hang up the
Direct.
call,
Yeah,
and
it's
then
not
that
an
person is
emergency.
in a dangerous situation, right? So
Yeah, yeah.
I don't know. It's a really interesting topic to think about. And of course, I can't help think of about the classic Disney movie Wall-E, where
Oh,
everything
yeah.
becomes automated and like um, people become so lazy that Earth just becomes this giant junkyard
Yeah.
of scraps. But
And they have to leave.
maybe
Yeah.
Disney was
They're
forecasting
they're onto
or
something.
prophesying something. Who knows? I'm not
Uh,
sure.
Yeah, and it sort of gets into even more of the accessibility and fairness
Yeah,
of, is does that have a price tag? Empathy have a price tag? If
yeah,
you're paying for a premium service, is that fair? I don't know.
yeah.
Because, I mean, if everybody wants everything super quick, AI could be the solution. But yeah, empathy, fairness, understanding. Um,
Exactly. Yeah, so in the future episode, we're coordinating right now to speak with a guy that is very, very much on the know of AI, specifically in call centers and with customer service. We're going to get him on the show, learn a little bit more about what's out there, what he's seeing, what he thinks will happen in the future as well. We should have that in one of the near episodes, so we can discuss that a little bit more. Really fascinating topic to discuss and think about
yeah.
when it is appropriate and aren't like the situations where AI probably isn't appropriate, such as a 911 call or if an irate customer, how is AI? Obviously, AI is emotionless, but how are they going to do when there's an irate customer screaming into the phone about something and the customer just doesn't feel heard?
Yeah.
So, interesting
Yeah.
topic. Well,
It opens up a lot of questions, I think.
a lot of questions, which we will dive into them.
Mhm.
We'll probably, yeah, this won't be the last time that we talk about AI. I think that'll be a pretty recurring topic in future episodes because it's changing and developing so much and so quickly. But let's move on to one of our favorite segments that is win of the day and fail of the day. Um, I'll go ahead and start with the win. It was only a matter of
Oh,
time before Chick-fil-A was introduced as a win of the day, an experience they had
that's
at Chick fil
true.
A. So, pretty incredible story out of, let's see, I actually don't know where this took place, but there was this 96-year-old man who was a pretty frequent and loyal
Yeah.
customer to Chick fil A. Went
Congrats
in,
on
grabbed his
96.
usual, I know, grabbed his usual deluxe chicken sandwich from Chick fil A, got some waffle fries, went out to his car, saw that his one of his tires was flat. And I'm sure you can guess what happened. The Chick fil A store manager recognized the need, saw the need, jumped in, changed that
Mhm.
tire within 15 minutes, and Mr. Lee was on his way. Uh, again, you hear that and you're like, of course, it was Chick fil A.
I'm not
They're
surprised.
just
And
so good at what they do.
doing it
Um,
in 15 minutes, too. Nice job.
I know, man. If Chick Fil A doesn't work out for him as a career, he should
Yeah.
look into auto racing or something because that's doing
Yeah.
one man job 15 minutes. That's a quick turnaround.
Yeah. Well done.
So props to Chick Fil A for helping out Mr. Lee. Great example to us all of how to serve a customer.
Yeah.
Go
Great job.
beyond the expectation. So Ian, why don't you let's change gears a little bit, go the opposite end. Why don't you share a fail of the week with us?
When there's great things, there's always some bad things, sadly. And what
True.
I have to share is a fail with
Oh no.
Home Depot, which
Uh,
has advertised a 10% discount for veterans and active duty military and families for quite a while. They've been advertising it for a long time, but Recently, there's been some backlash, particularly I think in 2021. Home Depot restricted the veteran discount in a few
Uh-oh.
different ways, where you were only available the discount to those that enrolled through the Home Depot app or website. It requires veterans to go online, create an
Lame.
account, verify through a third party, and can only be used online or in store via digital barcode. So no more showing the physical ID at checkout. But with many veterans and active duty personnel, they typically don't want to register or get online. There's a
Totally understandable.
struggling through the whole process. Some are older,
Yep.
maybe less tech savvy or uncomfortable linking personal information. Um, so with that change, there was some of that, um, you know, things that came up. And there was one situation where a man who had his active duty card in person, shared it, was asking for the military discount, but um, wasn't given the discount. And the
Yikes.
clerk was telling them that you need to go register online. And so this person was angry on social media, and it, of course, obviously got into the local news coverage, and videos of confrontation I've even seen going viral in these situations. So it's not just happened to like one person; it's happened to multiple people. I
Okay.
think there's been some veteran groups that have called for boycotts, just not going to Home Depot. Which is Home Depot's main competitor, used this
Yeah.
opportunity, obviously, to emphasize their easier military
Got
discount
him.
policy.
As they should. Got him.
Right there. Home Depot did issue a statement, but at that point, sometimes it's too late. Many saw it as bureaucracy and overappreciation, sort of abused that whole situation. So lessons that we can learn from this, I think, empathy matters more than the strict
Yep.
adherence to policy. Again, we've talked
Yep.
about this in, I think, episode 2.
That
In-store
was a good episode.
flexibility, empowerment
Yep.
to the frontline workers, making decisions to, serve the customer is super important. Because when that
Yep.
doesn't happen, this is what we see as a result,
Yep.
But yeah,
If
that's
there's
the
any
fail
group
I
I
wanted to
would,
share.
yeah, if there's any group I'd want to avoid getting mad at me, it'd be a group of veterans. Shout
The
out to veterans. Grateful
veterans,
for all you do.
yeah, grateful.
Um,
They will rally together too.
but
So,
man, yeah, Home Depot really missed the head of the nail with that one.
mhm.
Got him. Had to throw in the dad joke,
That's good.
Had to throw it in.
Got them.
Very good. Thanks for sharing. Maybe I'll switch to Lowe's too.
Yeah.
Sounds pretty terrible.
I know several military members that have their Lowe's military discount.
Good. Go Lowe's.
Yeah.
Very good. Well, that wraps up another episode of Press 2 for Representative. As always, very grateful for all of our listeners. I wonder how many we're at now. Probably the tens of thousands at this point.
Getting up there. We're getting a lot of requests, but keep putting in those requests, those stories, those fails, those wins. We want to hear them so we can share.
We would love to hear
your
them.
stories. So yeah, keep posting them. We appreciate you. We couldn't do this without you.
Yes. Thank you very much, and have a wonderful rest of your day. Until next time, again, this is Press 2 for Representative. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.